Good night. It's about 9:30 on the 11th of March 2025. It's turned a little wet now after a good day. The reason I bother making this video tonight is I've just learned that the candidate in the Romanian elections, which is an EU country, Georgescu, he already won the election, and the court in Romania said he couldn't have it because he was supported by Russia. They ran the election again, and he entered as a candidate, and he was almost guaranteed to win. And a good candidate he is. He's a bit like Viktor Orban, and he's against the war in Ukraine. Whatever government crowd runs the election have banned him from the election. He's banned. Now, this is the first direct blow to democracy in the European Union. Because although they may have made some case for whatever they said happened in the first election, this time it was already for the off and to allow the people have their say. And they've banned the candidate, and they've given no real reason for it. Of course, we know, and I can tell you, that the war in Ukraine contains Zelensky, and there's something known as the Zelensky curse. Any politician that endorses Zelensky is finished. Keir Starmer in Britain has a 20% approval rating. Emmanuel Macron in France has a 20% approval rating. And Herr Schulz in Germany has just been turfed out by voters and beaten into third place. So the war in Ukraine is immensely unpopular throughout Europe. It's extremely unpopular in the United States, but it's immensely unpopular throughout Europe. So now we have the facts. We are no longer living in a democratic European Union. One of the criteria for membership of the European Union was and always was that the country be democratic, that it have independent courts, and that the rule of law would apply. Well, here is a case where the democratic process is banned. We don't know yet if the elections, the council elections in England, the local elections, will go ahead or not. So we know there is talk of them being cancelled too. Marine Le Pen is likely to win the next French presidential election, and it looks like they'll try and ban her too. Geert Wilders did very well in the Dutch election. He is not allowed into government. So the entire democracy that has been the cornerstone of the member states of Europe before ever there was an EU has now been wiped out. You can only become elected if the existing government approves of you. And that means that if they don't approve of you, you don't get in at all. Not alone do they not let you run. If you run and win, you're cancelled. This is exactly what was tried with Donald Trump. They tried to keep him from being elected. He got elected. They then set about dethroning him and putting him out with falsehoods every corner they had. They tried impeaching, they tried weaponizing the law, they tried everything and come close enough to succeeding. But they just didn't succeed. And you now see that he's applying normal conditions to the job of president, and he's upsetting them big time. He's uncovering outrageous corruption. So what we have here in Europe is some type of a very deep state of a very, very big hand intervened in all of Western society. It has no say against Russia, which is why it's trying to oust and destroy Russia. It has say all over the European Union, the European continent in it outside the EU, and it has a say in 43 or 4% of the United States and runs Canada. Your man is after getting made Prime Minister, Mark Carney. I never heard of him running to be a politician. As far as I understand, he never got a vote from any Canadian. So there's the way we are. We're back to where we were in 1937 when Adolf Hitler, having got 37% of the vote, then used the power he got to take complete control, cancel elections, and begin a dictatorship. There is no easy way around this. In fact, today, March the 11th, 2025, to my notion, marks the end of the free society and democracy as we know it in Europe. All right, you can say, well, sure, they didn't let him take his seat, didn't let him take control of the country the last time. Well, right, okay, that might be right or it might be wrong, but this time there is no doubt. There is no doubt. He's banned from the election because they don't want the change he will bring. And therefore the only country we have left in the world to stand up for freedom is the United States of America. J.D. Vance mentioned this when he addressed the European Security Crowd Conference in Munich earlier this year. And he mentioned specifically Romania. So we're now in a dangerous place. And in addition to the ordinary woke stuff, there is the fact that our European Union want war. They want war. The politicians that want war are failing big time. Schulz has been put out of power. He has been beaten into third place. And so it's not working for them in the ballot box. So the desire for war is so great that they're not going to allow it be defeated. They're going to try and keep war going. It is big disappointment to all the politicians in the European Union on that side that America is not going along with it. But the American people are very freedom-loving people. It's a very dark day. I never actually thought I'd see the day that a European country would actually prevent the choice of the people in a democratic election being expressed. How it'll turn out, I don't know. Probably the saddest video I've ever made. Just here, sitting in the van. Good luck. Comment underneath. Thank you.